Good morning, Internet. So, it is very early right now. So early, it's still dark, so I apologize for the bad lighting, but I wanted to actually have breakfast with you because today I'm going to be sharing 3 healthy recipes that are favorites of mine to have for breakfast before work. So they're all very easy and they're all recipes that you would prepare beforehand at the weekend or on the night before, which is exactly what I did when I created this delicious banana bread. So this is what I'm going to be having for breakfast today, and this is the last recipe I'll be sharing with you in this video, and the other 2 are equally very easy. This particular one is the most indulgent of the 3, but it's such a good banana bread recipe because everybody likes banana bread, and this one in particular is such a winner. It's firm but moist, crusty, it's got chocolate chips and nuts, and it really does last really well throughout the week. I really love this recipe. It's reduced in sugar compared to other banana bread recipes, but it's still plenty sweet and delicious. You can see here is a piece that I'm about to indulge in. So if you'd like to figure out how to make this recipe and 2 other healthy breakfast recipes, then keep watching. So to make your chia seed breakfast pudding, what you will need is 1 cup of the milk of your choice. So I'm using whole milk because that's what I prefer to use. Then 1/4 cup of chia seeds, which you can buy from a lot of health food stores, and then I'm using some frozen raspberries, which are a little bit sour, so I do, when I use this fruit, sweeten it with a little bit of maple syrup. If you use a sweeter fruit like bananas or mangoes, then I don't think that you necessarily need to sweeten it, but you can use any sweetener that you like agave. I prefer maple syrup, so that's what I'll be using, about a teaspoon for the whole thing. And basically I'm just going to combine all of these ingredients, but first I'm going to thaw my raspberries in the microwave for about a minute. So I thawed my raspberries and I mixed the other 3 ingredients together into a Tupperware that is airtight so I can shake it up once it's all mixed together to make sure there are no clumps in the chia seeds. And I really recommend using frozen fruit for this. You don't have to, obviously, if you have fresh. It lets off a lot of juice, and then that juice then permeates the whole pudding and makes it so yummy and fruity. So that's just kind of my favorite way to make it, but you can use pretty much any fruit, frozen or fresh, that you like. So I'm just going to combine these 2, shake it up, and refrigerate. So here are the finished chia seed puddings. You can see I arranged them 2 ways. So on the left hand side is more neat and the right hand side is more random, but they are exactly the same. So you can see it gave you 2 really good portions. Filling because the chia seeds are full of omega-3s, which are really good for you, and it's so excellent for me because I'm actually allergic to cod liver oil, so I can't just take it that way. And omega-3s are really good for your skin and hair. So this is one of my favorite easy breakfasts. So to make your steel cut oatmeal, from left to right, you will need some steel cut oats. This is a John McCann brand. I really like the packaging that it comes in. Then you'll need some peanut butter to top it, a pinch of salt, a little bit of maple syrup to sweeten it. You'll need a total of 1 cup of your steel cut oats. As you can see, I have it in the bowl in the front. And then you'll need some bananas to slice on top of it, or any other fruit that you like. So I have 2 secrets for you to make delicious oatmeal. And the first one is to toast your oats in a saucepan before you actually add your 3 cups of water. Go ahead and toast it for a couple of minutes until it gets fragrant, and that brings out all of the delicious flavor. And my second tip is to always salt your oatmeal with about a 1/4 teaspoon of salt every time. It will keep it from tasting bland and again bring out all the delicious flavor. To cook your oats, you basically just add your 3 cups of water, bring it to a boil, reduce to a simmer, and cook for 20 minutes. Once they get soupy and you can see the right texture right here, you're basically just going to turn off the heat, take it off the heat, and cover it until it cools, and that will give you the perfect consistency without letting it get too thick, because you don't want to make glue here. In the morning, it's so easy. You basically just add a splash of milk, a tablespoon of peanut butter, and microwave it for 1 minute, stir, and then put it back for another minute to fully warm it. Alright everybody, so to make your delicious banana bread, you will need a pinch of salt, you'll need a half a cup of butter, a half a cup of sugar, and I'm using coconut sugar because I think it's really healthy and delicious, and I got a good deal on it at Trader Joe's. But you can definitely use brown sugar, cane sugar, whatever floats your boat. Then you're going to need some vanilla. The almond butter next to it is actually not going into the banana bread, that's just to top it with, because that is my favorite banana bread topping. Then you'll need some baking soda, baking powder, 2 eggs, you'll need 1 cup of chopped nuts of your choice. I really like pecans, but walnuts are also delicious, or you could even use almonds. Then you have 2 cups of flour of your choice. I'm using an unbleached white flour. You could definitely try whole wheat flour. Then you're going to need a 1/4 cup of chocolate chips to make it extra delicious. And then unfortunately, my confession for you is that my bananas look revolting, but they are the secret to only using a half a cup of sugar in the entire recipe, which is half the sugar of most banana bread recipes. So in there you can see one banana looks kind of normal, but mashed and kind of gross also. So the white one basically is the one that was in its skin when I froze it, and then the disgusting brown ones are basically just oxidized because I did what is really easier and I would recommend to you, which is to peel them before you freeze them and put them in a Ziploc bag, but they will tend to oxidize a little bit. Once these are mashed up and in the banana bread though, no one will ever know the secret except for you guys. So I've let you in on the disgusting looking banana secret, but it's a good secret because it really does add a delicious sweetness. It's again about twice the amount of bananas as most banana bread recipes, which gives it more flavor, it's more moist, and it's got less sugar. And so your first step is to add your melted butter to your sugar. And you can definitely use electric blenders for this, but I actually don't find that it's necessary for this recipe. You just want to give it a good mix until the sugar basically kind of dissolves in the butter and you get this kind of slightly wet mixture. 2 eggs, number 1. And then I'm going to add my super gross looking bananas. I know they look really weird. You can mash these separately, but I find that they are so just kind of molten from being frozen and thawed that you don't really need to do that. You can just mix this all up until it looks like this big old brown mess. 1 teaspoon of vanilla, 1 teaspoon of salt. Then to your snot-like mixture, you're going to add your flour, chocolate chips, baking soda, baking powder, nuts. And these make a delicious little chef's treat if you want to pick at them while you're baking. I always do that. Mix everything up really well, but not so much that you're going to end up kind of overworking that flour. So once everything's kind of combined, you can't see big clumps of flour, your batter is ready. I like to grease my baking molds with coconut oil because I just find it really easy to spread. I've preheated my oven to 325 degrees and I'm going to put it in there for about 1 hour, but you definitely want to check it with a knife to make sure that that middle is set. It should just have a tiny little bit of moisture on there, but no batter. I'll show you my delicious finished banana bread. So I let this cool down in its mold for about 15 minutes and then I just went around the edge with a knife and it came out so easily. That coconut oil really does work super well to keep things from sticking. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this one. It was a lot of fun for me to put all of these recipes together. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you in my next video. Bye!